Greetings, Questers. I'm here to give the next update, which is all about the Action Prefabs. This is version 4.4.0, and you'll notice in the patch notes that there's a few new sets of features in regards to what are called Action Prefabs. And these are pre-built actions that you can create for any game. A game master or a player can create them, and what this will give is the ability to have common actions that everyone can use or might actually want to import into their character. A very quick and easy way to manage this. This also allows actions to be tied to items, so items can have their own set of actions that you may want to give to players for whatever various items. And I did do a cleanup of one bug, which has to do with some of the action tooltips and duplicate loading of images and stuff. So I'll dive right in. You'll see on the menu, there's this new actions option here. And under here, you will see that when, like all the other menus, it has a search filter as well as categories and being able to collapse those categories and all those like all the other menus. And I can quickly come in and create a new prefab that gives me the options for setting up something like an unarmed attack in D&D 5th edition, which is a very common thing that all characters can do. But rather than having every character having to manage to create it, you could actually just use this and they could either import it to their character without having to do it themselves. This just kind of saves a little bit of time. And I'll go through the process of how this works. Just like any action, I would click on it to edit it, and I've already preset this up so that it's pretty easy to step through. I gave it a name. The type is melee. I gave it a short range of 5 feet, and the action type is of action as well. It's a melee attack, and I was setting up the effects. And the effects are, based on ability score and proficiency, that it can trigger a critical, and it's just a standard roll, and it's a 1d20, and I'll set the ability score to be the strength. It actually gets your full proficiency, and it strikes on a critical on a 20. And then the damage itself is going to be based off of, we'll also have the ability score. It has a damage type and a critical, and this is the target of the critical from here. And from here, I'll make this the damage. It's a d4. And I'm going to take the damage to bludgeoning, the damage type, and the ability score is also going to be strength. And now, when I update this, you will see that it will show this attack based on the character that I have selected down here, which is the character. So if I were to change to the rat, you can see that it now actually demonstrates it as the rat and how it will look as that character. You can't actually click it from here, but you can see how it would look, but you can then import this into the character that you wish. So if I were to go back to my main character and come up to here, and I can pick him from the list, and I can go down to the actions list. And so now I can actually very easily just click add action, and using these two new buttons here, this copy from Action Prefab, or even save as Action Prefab, which I'll show how that works in a moment. I can copy the Action Prefab, I can pick unarmed attack, and I can select it, and it will literally import all the data for me, and it will fill everything out, and it makes it very easy to do that. And then very quickly, I can just pick an image, and we'll just give it any image, really. And yes, I know that doesn't look like an unarmed attack, but it looks nice. But then I can just take this, hit add, it will upload that image, it will save that, and now I have an unarmed attack. And I will actually come here and change these values so I can see these. And then you can see there's my unarmed attack. And now as a character, I can very easily just click on this and it will let me roll it just like everything else. And so that is the easy way of maintaining and adding prefab actions to your characters. You can also take an existing prefab if it's in a character sheet. So if you have an action, like in the giant rat, I have a bite ability. I can actually take this and I can come here and I can save as an action prefab. And what it will do is it will simply upload this it will make sure that if you have a duplicate up there, it will ask you, are you sure you want to do this if you have duplicates, but otherwise it'll just create it. And then I can just hit cancel and I can go to the prefab action system. And now you'll see there's a new bite ability and it's there, and I could easily use that for other characters by importing them. And then finally, items can now actually have attacks as well, or maybe special effects. And so from here, you'll see a new section down here called actions. And just like on your character sheet, you can add an action, you can do all that kind of stuff, and it will let you very easily create a new action for your item. And this can be accessed from both here in the item itself, as well as from your character sheet and any character sheet that has the inventory attached to it. And from that as well, you can actually drag any of the icons. So if I actually had an action, we will just copy an action. We'll just do unarmed attack for now, just to show a demo of maybe something we want to do. I will simply add it. Maybe I'll add another image to it. I'll add it and I'll save it. And then I can actually take that when I come in here, and I can actually drag this to my hotbar, and there I will have that on my hotbar from now on, and it will actually display to me, unarmed attack from my character name and from the item itself. So it will give you some details on that. But that's it for this update. There's more to come around Action Prefabs, and to include things like being able to attach them to journals and stuff like that. But that's on my to-do list, and this is one of the pieces that I'm heading towards to the next big update, which is the market, not the marketplace, but the next one is the asset gallery, and the asset gallery is another piece that will be coming for the marketplace. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Keep questing.